It's Tom Numbers. So we are 62 days away from the inauguration, if that's the day that it takes place. And how's that? Can you see me there? Is that better? If it takes place then, as it's scheduled on the calendar to do so, we'll see. 62 is Queen, 62 is shot, as in the shot heard around the world. And there's been a lot of talk and rumblings in the last little period of time, about hey Frida, how you doing? Hey Maggie. About Pluto, the planet Pluto. Interestingly enough, they changed Pluto to X, didn't they? They declassified it from a planet at some point, and it was... No, or is there another X? It's either Pluto, and then there was another planet X, which they thought was a possible planet. Then there was a point they declassified Pluto, but then we kind of didn't hear about that much more, and Pluto's still there in astrology and astronomy. Maybe someone could put some details there on it. Hey Blake, hey everyone. But Pluto moving into Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius, seems to be very significant. I'm doing good, Ellen, how are you? And they say that it technically starts today. So everyone's put out a tweet saying that it's the beginning of 20 years of Pluto being in Aquarius. So I've heard some say it's longer than that. Anyway, it seems like it will be there for a significant amount of time, and it seems like it's really energetically something amazing. So we'll see. Looking back, we'll know for sure how it all turns out. But I looked at the numbers at this. So Pluto is 84, Arizona is 84, moves is 74, Gematria, DeLorean, Jesus, Messiah, English, simple, Gematria, they're all 74. Muhammad, Jewish, Messiah, they're all 74. And then INTO is 58, which is Star, which is Ivanka, which is Robin, as in Batman and Robin. And then Aquarius is 107, which is Trump's, which is military, which is apprentice, which is Superman, which is eternal life, which is the DeLorean, which is the Gematria or magic Gematria, DeLorean gate, DeLorean, or Gematria gate, however you want to do it. It's 107, drop the 0, 17Q. Atonement 107. But anyway, you do all that together. Pluto moves into Aquarius, comes to 323. And then if you do 20 years, 4 is 39, which is Angel, which is Big Ben, which is MSG, as in Madison Square Garden, which is Angle for angels and angles. Amy, the girl's name, my sister's called Amy. One of my sisters is Amy. Big Ben, as in Elizabeth Tower, which is Big Ben. Elizabeth Tower, Great Awakening 169, Thomas Bushnell. Who's Thomas Bushnell's angel? Well, one of them is my cousin Paul, because Angel, Big Ben, 39, plus Elizabeth Tower 169, The Great Awakening 169, Robert Zemeckis, director of Back to the Future 169, Trump Tower 169, The Great Awakening 169. I just said that. Add those together, comes to 208, which comes to Paul Dennis Bushnell, my cousin, and the numbers all started with him just after I met the wonderful Ivanka. So the beautiful Ivanka, and yeah, it's all there. It's all there. Age of Aquarius is 141, Reincarnation 141, Tom Bushnell 141, Quantum Leap 141, June 11th when I met Ivanka in 2015 in Manhattan, 141. Manhattan is 92 numbers, reverse 92, the Joker 92. So all of these things all correlate, they all blend into one great whole. Hey Jamie, how you doing? I'm glad you love it. It's great, isn't it? But if you do, yeah, so if you do 4 20 years. 20 years is 175, which is Diana Frances Spencer, 175. Millennium Wheel, 175, and it looks like a huge Q. If you see it from an angle watching from Big Ben, it looks like a huge Q. And Houses of Parliament, 217. Lady Diana Frances Spencer, Mission Impossible, 217. Lady Diana Frances Spencer, 217. Tom Sidney Bushnell, 217. Mission Impossible Mask, 261. November 22nd, 261. August 31st for Diana, 261. August 29th for Michael Jackson, 261. Coronavirus Puzzle, 261. It's all there. But if you do 4 20 years, so 20 years is 175. If you do 4 20 years, that comes to 214, which comes to 2020, and that's when all this really started to kick off. But you add all those together. So if you do Pluto moves into Aquarius for 20 years, that comes to 537. Comes to 537. And then if you add 531, which is God communicates through numbers, that takes you to, so if you do 537 plus 351, God communicates through numbers, takes you to 888, which breaks the matrix. That's the top number, 888. So there we have it, folks. Donald J. Trump in Hebrew Gematria is 148. It is, sorry, 148, times it by 6, takes you to 888. Not all times can you multiply by 6 in Hebrew to get to that, but with Donald J. Trump you can. Yeah. Emmett Brown, 148. The Dreamweaver, 148. The Art of the Deal, 148. Simple Gematria, 148. Scriptures, 148. It's all there. It's all there, folks. So, what are we going to find when we are in Aquarius? Well, Pluto's in Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is 174, which is real Donald Trump. Melania played that song when he was elected in 2016. So it's all there, folks. That's why, because Aquarius is a water sign. Well, it's a water, you know, Aquarius, the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign, which makes so much sense because dealing with the ethereal, the dreams, the independence, the freedom, that's totally my sign. I'm Aquarius, February 15th, 46th day of the year. 46 is best. Dove is 46. New Jerusalem, 146, Ivanka Trump, 146. Best time machine, 146. Best reversal, 146. The best reset, 146. The best exchange, 146. Hey Jack, it's wonderful, isn't it? It's wonderful. So it's all there, folks, and yeah, we're gonna, let's see. I mean, I felt the energetic shift as many of you did on November 5th. I got woken. It's like someone energetically was putting their hands on my shoulders and woke me, and then I felt this vibrational hum, this frequency that I hadn't ever felt before. I felt many things, but I hadn't felt that. And then I got kind of echoes of it again, kind of maybe a milder version the night after. But let's see what happens when we go into Pluto into Aquarius, which I believe they say is tomorrow, 19th of... hang on, I'm losing track of that. What's the date? What is the date today, folks? I know it's Monday, but is it... It's 18th of... yeah, is it 18th of... there you go, happy birthday. 13th. I know someone else that had their birthday on the 13th of Feb. I think today's the 18th, isn't it? 18th of November. Yeah, thanks Maggie, it is. So they say tomorrow is the 19th. Well, 19th, not that they say it is the 19th, but they say that's when it happens. So Pluto moves into Aquarius. I wonder if someone's got a high-powered telescope, if they can see it. I'm lucky I get to see all of Orion regularly, and the Pleiades and Taurus and the Plough and Cassiopeia. But I have to have a look on the Starfinder and see. Oh, there you go, Trish. What a happy birthday to him. What a great birthday. My nephew, one of my nephews, shares the same birthday as me as well. February 15th. So, yeah, it's the 46th day of the year, and it never gets affected in this calendar by a leap year because it's always comes before the 29th of February. So it's always the best day of the year. 46 is best, 46. Gale 46 is always the best year. Sorry, it's always the best day of the year, February 15th. I like that one, you know. And if you do 15th, if you do February the 15th, that comes to 222, which comes to well, Gray's Sports Almanac. So it's interesting with my connections with Back to the Future, and the Gematria, getting the download, seeing the you know, it's like a spiritual periscope, a conscious periscope, being able to see around corners, forward and back and sideways, and you know. And then 222 is also Winter White House, which is Mar-a-Lago, and 222 is also Wyndham New Yorker, which is the Tesseract Tesla New Yorker hotel. 222 is 1,000 years apiece. I used to know a 222. Maybe they'll boomerang back at some point. We'll see. And if you do the 15th of February, that's 243, which comes to John F. Kennedy, Eternal Flame. It also comes to Westminster, or the city of Westminster, I think it is. Yeah, the city of Westminster. Or city of Westminster. It's one of those. One of the Westminster ones, if you do of and the, or one of them, it comes to 243. Interesting enough, talking about John F. Kennedy and Eternal Flame, I think I've said this before, and I'll have to check the full address. But if you do Arlington Cemetery, John F. Kennedy, Eternal Flame, and then another part of the address, I'll dig it out, but it comes to 888, which comes to, again, that's the number that breaks the matrix, and that's where the Q is for the Eternal Flame of JFK. But then also another one that breaks the matrix is the Wyndham New Yorker Hotel, which is, the address number is 481 8th Avenue. 8th Avenue is 125. Time travel, it takes you to 606. Someone important's got the 606 in their number. But 481 8th Avenue, 606, yeah. And then Wyndham New Yorker Hotel is 282, which is 88 miles per hour. So if you add all those together, then that will take you to 888. So there's another one that breaks the matrix. See, it's another one. So this is how it works, folks. This is how it works. Yeah, this is how it works. This is how it works. 88 miles per hour. And talking of Eric Trump, so I had a picture with him, and I was wearing my 88 miles per hour t-shirt, 88 mph, and that comes to 125 time travel, that comes to dark to light, that comes to John Kennedy, it comes to inversion as in Tenet, and it comes to what was the other one it comes to? Time travel, 8th Avenue, dark to light, 88 mph. Anyway, so 125. But Eric Trump is 123, Abraham Lincoln 123, ABC 123, like Michael Jackson singing. But then if you do Tom numbers, 140, and Tom numbers, that would be 16159 a week to remember. So if you do Eric Trump and Tom numbers, that comes to 282, which is 88 miles per hour again. And I had the t-shirt. So it's amazing. I've had two pictures with two of the Trump children, Ivanka and Eric, and both of them are laden with comms and numbers. So you can't write this stuff, people, although you can. That's what's happening. That's the beauty of it. That's the age of Aquarius. It's wonderful. As Freddie Mercury sung about it, about the age of Aquarius in one of his songs. Was it Bohemian Rhapsody or another of his all-time greatest hits? So many that Queen sang. But Queen is 62, so it takes us back to the beginning, Freddie. And you've got Freddie Mercury, but we're not talking about Mercury today. We're talking about... And Mercury's 95, the Queen, actually. So how about that? And he was the Queen in many ways. Bohemian Rhapsody. So for me, I really love the film Bohemian Rhapsody. It's I think it's just brilliantly done. I did bump into, what's his name, Malik, that plays Freddie Mercury, and he did such a good job that I joke and say he did Freddie Mercury better than Freddie Mercury. But the way everything's copied with the Band-Aid performance and stuff, I think it's a brilliant film. I just really enjoy it. Whether people are on the, I've heard certain things about Malik and others, but anyway, in terms of a piece of work, in terms of a piece of art for Freddie, and we think Freddie's, looks like he's in witness protection. I think it's just a brilliant piece of work. I really enjoy it. Some people might not, but it's one of the films, when it comes on, I just enjoy watching it, whether it's at the beginning, halfway through, or towards the end. I just enjoy watching it. But Malik, another Malik, still got to come up on the board, is Malik Obama. So Malik's brother, and that will all be connected with Tucker Carlson again. Talking of that, so I saw a trailer today for a film of the Mufasa, the Lion King, and guess what the numbers on that comes to? It comes to 185, Donald John Trump, and it talks about the king of the orphans. Superman was an orphan, Batman was an orphan, and nevertheless, both his, I guess if he was Patton's son, seems like it, but also Frederick Christ Trump, I think, is super important on the board as well. As I said, I think yesterday in yesterday's show, or no, to a friend I was talking to last night about it. Yeah, if you do, so how about this? If you do Frederick Christ Trump 244 witness protection plus Q comes to 261, comes to coronavirus puzzle. So you can do witness protection, you can do Q witness protection 261, which is coronavirus puzzle, which is November 22nd for JFK, August 31st for Diana, the Project Looking Glass 261, the United States of America 261. But Frederick Christ Trump Q. There's a few Q's, aren't there? But he's got the middle name Christ, brought Donald up, But yeah, if the original Donald from Patton to, was an orphan, then they say it in the film trailer, Mufasa 61, Don Jr., date, Miracle, Casino, 661U, said Mufasa the Lion King. And it's also saying you, the Lion King. So there you go, everyone, the Lion King. But it's there. I felt it would add something when they were saying it. I was like, they're talking about Trump. And then I did the numbers while the trailer was playing it, or just at the end, and I was like, yeah, there you go. It's 185 Donald John Trump. Book of Revelation 185 Donald John Trump. World Trade Center 185 Donald John Trump. The Book of Mormon 185 Donald John Trump. Mormons 88. It's amazing how they characterize. It's brilliant how they've done all this. So they made it more kind of comical. I love the Book of Mormon, the play. So you see it on all the buses in London, etc., and around the world, different places. So the top of it was corrupted. That's going to become clear for everyone. But also they still use the numbers and the potency of it to get the messages across, because 88's Trump, Mormon's 88. Anyway, you understand this, folks, ladies and gentlemen, my fans. You understand this, so it's an honor to share it all with you. But yeah, it's all coming to pass. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe today it's kind of wet and drizzly and dark. Maybe it's kind of a tear from the old time before we move into Aquarius. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So Mercury. So we're not talking about Mercury today, although we have done. But we're talking about the other planet at the other end of the spectrum, Pluto. So there you go. Pluto. What was it? Pluto. What was the dog? What was the dog called? Yeah, Pluto. And what was the dog's name? So Pluto, but there was another dog, wasn't there? There were two dogs. So Mickey Mouse. There was Pluto, but there was, what was the other one? It wasn't, I don't think it was Pluto, it was Bluto with a B. Pluto, yeah, and then what was the other dog? Weren't there two dogs? Who was Pluto with? Who was his main sidekick? Thanks, Trish. God bless you. Goofy. Oh, yeah, Goofy. Okay. Yeah, Goofy and Pluto. Oh, it's funny. I haven't thought about that for ages. And talking of, okay, so Bugs Bunny, this always made me laugh. The one in Wayne's World when they talk about, they're saying, were you ever attracted to Bugs Bunny when he was a woman? He was dressed up as a woman. It's just a funny line in that film. And Bugs Bunny, not Bugs Bunny, Wayne's World. I said this the other day, but Wayne's World, they talk about they sing the song Dreamweaver when Wayne's girlfriend in the band, Cassandra, the beautiful Cassandra, she's singing Dreamweaver. And that's, I just love Wayne's World is another movie I've always loved it. And I was 17 when that came out, and I watched it, and I remember where I watched it, and I remember who the people I was with when I watched it. One in particular I remember. It was just, happy memories. And it opens with Bohemian Rhapsody with Queen. So and that's the other thing. So I mean, you've got Bohemian Grove and the Owl and everything, but because we've been in this realm, and everything's been mixed and tampered with, etc., I think it's okay to separate the art from other stuff, because otherwise you won't be able to do anything. It's like Freddie Mercury was in Queen. I think most of us here probably feel that Freddie's in Witness Protection. So therefore, we can enjoy his songs. But I think it's important to separate because otherwise we wouldn't be able to listen to anything really, or enjoy anything. And the more I look at this, everything, depending on your focus, I can see dark comms in films and movies and music, but I also can see the light, and I can see the Q ones as well. And they've been in there both at the same time, and they've always been there. And it depends on what your focus is and what presents itself and what pops up. So I think it's okay from that perspective to enjoy things. I mean, if it's super obvious, then then